I did really Hi y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to the first beauty content video I have made for an extended period of time on this channel. We've been sort of going off in whatever, kind of with the new job, not really feeling like creating a lot of content. This is the first time in a very long time that I've actually been like, yes, let's do this. Let's get some content filmed. I haven't been buying a lot of new makeup. I have been using. This is honestly probably the most makeup I've put on my face for the past like 4 or 5 months. I work night shifts, so on my days off, when those do come around, I have a tendency to be really tired, and like the last thing I'm wanting to do is to like put time into creating content. That's just not been a thing, but today I'm feeling it. We're gonna create some content, and today we're gonna be talking about empties. Now, I've had these empties accumulating here. I used to always say, I love the life of a beauty YouTuber, because you get to have your trash and hold on to it until you're able to talk about it in a video, and then you get to get rid of it. So the time has come for us to purge said empties drawer and talk about what products I would recommend, which ones are favorites that I've used over and over again. We've got one product that's got 3 different empties because I love it that stinking much. And which things I used simply out of spite because I wanted to use them, but ones that weren't things that I would recommend. Things that don't work for me. There was a couple, 2 products from Good Molecules that I was, and a toner from e.l.f. that I tried, and I was like, I've got to go through it. I've got to work through it. I've got to, every penny spent needs to be squeezed from these containers. But my skin was like, we cannot handle that. So I just stopped using them. Those are not in here. Those are going to go to my sister-in-law. So we might as well talk about what I have the most of here. This is an amazing product that I absolutely love. And that is the e.l.f. Super Tone, a toner with brightening fruit acids. For the longest time, I had not used a toner. I don't know why. It was just a step in my makeup, my skincare routine that I just didn't feel the need for. And then y'all know how I am. I see new skincare and I'm like, I want to try you. I like you. I probably actually like skincare more than I do makeup. I feel like they go hand in hand. Y'all know how I am. If you're going to live the beat life, you gotta live the skincare life. And this toner is just like, clearly, I absolutely love this thing. It's under $10 at Walmart. I use it. What I do is I will cleanse my face, whether I'm double cleansing or I'm just cleansing, and then I'm doing my exfoliation that I do every 3 to 4 days. And then after that, we tone. Prior, previous, before the serum. And this you just put a little bit on your little cotton pad and you swish, and it just helps make my skin that much brighter, that much more like toned and beautiful and wonderful. The first couple of times I used it, I was like, okay. And I was kind of flabbergasted. This was a long time ago since I first used it, and on Snapchat I was like, have I just missed out on the whole toner experience? Because my skin was just like, yes, this is what we were missing in our life. I have normal to dry skin. My complexion, I don't know if you can see, but I've been having really bad breakouts. I am on birth control again, so I'm wondering if that had something to do. We'll have to see. But on Snapchat I have whined and moaned about my skin probably being the worst it's been like ever since I've perfected my skincare routine. But even through all that, this is a product I absolutely love, absolutely recommend. It's just so good. Another product that is a tried and true. These look like they've got a little bit of product in there, but I've scraped and gone through. This is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. Y'all know this is probably my end-all be-all foundation. Now, I will say this right now, since getting all of this texture and all of this, like I've got breakouts coming down here, all up in here. I have not worn foundation and I don't know how long. We're starting to get into the like warmer months. I live in Virginia, so that means it's going to be like 93 degrees. And so I'm not sure when the next time I'm going to be wearing foundation is, but if you are someone who likes a nice, minimal, light, natural coverage that still looks really good, looks healthy, looks radiant, looks like your skin, but better, I highly recommend this. If you're a fan of the Josie Maran Argan Oil Fluid Liquid Foundation, I feel like this is like the poorer man's version of it, but it performs just about just as well. The only difference is the Josie Maran one is cruelty-free and this one is not. I had a couple family members and a couple of y'all send me a couple bottles of this, so I've got like 3 different backups, which makes me sad because after I run out of those, it kills me that this is not cruelty-free, because that is something that I feel very, very strongly about. I don't like to needlessly recommend non-cruelty-free products, but I would be lying if I didn't say that this was one of my favorite foundations, and we did make it through 2 of these. This is the FN3. Oh, these are both the FN3, which is the lighter of the 2. This is the lightest shade. Another favorite is the Morphe X Jeffree Star. Another product, don't crucify me for using it, don't crucify me for liking it. When he got moved, when that whole thing went down and Morphe was like, we got to get rid of this dude real quick, they had him, because I think this was originally like $14 or something like that, and they had it on sale for like $7, and I bought a buttload of them. I got a whole bunch of them. I had to go through, this is a 2, which is the second batch, because I was like, all right, the first 4, put 1s on the bottom. All right, the next round was 2 and then 3, so that I would use them up in the right order with how long their shelf life was. But as someone who's got the dry skin, as someone who likes a dewy complexion, I know this isn't available anymore. I would love it if, well, I have issues. I don't like Morphe, but if they had something that was this, that was just this, I would absolutely love it, because as a hydrating spray, as something that makes you look so healthy and dewy and beautiful, this was a fantastic product. Got some cleansers going on. We've got 2 things from Tatcha. This here was part of an experience because I've used this one. This is the Rice Polish Deep, and then this is just the original classic Rice Polish. I'd used this one. I'd been through one already. Then I was like, let me try this one. I have decided that I like this one better. This is my second one. I'm working on saving up money to get another one of these, because I'm pretty sure the Rice Polish is like, it's gotta be at least $60. Now it lasts me about like 6 months. So if you do the cost breakdown over monthly time periods, it's not that bad, but you also don't want to just be buying willy-nilly. I liked this one, but for whatever reason, it just didn't, my skin didn't respond as well to this one as it did with this one. It was nice. I feel if you've got less problematic skin, like my skin isn't disgustingly problematic, but if you're someone who's just looking for something that's a little bit more gentle, a little bit more chill, not really a cleanser that's like really going in there, then this would be a good one for you. But for my taste and how I like to do my skincare and what my skin likes, I definitely prefer the deep one, and this will be a Tatcha product that I repurchase. After all the different Tatcha products I've tried, there are 2 that I will actually consistently repurchase, and that's this one and the Dewy Skin Cream. Those are 2 things that are tried and true with me, are worth the money to my own personal experience, because there are a lot of Tatcha things that I've tried and I'm like, that is overpriced garbage. Another absolute favorite that I honestly want to repurchase, that I need to repurchase at some point, is the Iope hyaluronic serum. This has been a favorite of mine for years. I got the first one via Octoly. Is that the place where you beg for makeup and skincare, and if you have enough followers and enough of a boost, then they'll send it to you. I haven't ordered anything from them for an extended period of time because I'm not making consistent content anymore, and you have to include it in a video after a month of receiving it, or else you lose points and you lose whatever. But I think this is either my third or my fourth one of this, because this is just a beautiful serum. I tend to like I take my skincare very seriously, and I use different products for different areas of my face. I like everything to just be all kinds of good. And so typically with this one is after we cleanse and after we tone and then it's time for the serum, I'll take this one and kind of target, and I'll use it all up on this area and all here on all of my trouble areas and those places that I really want to deliver that nice high quality shot of hydration too. And then I would top it off with like Good Molecules brightening serum or hyaluronic serum or ColourPop rainfall serum. But this one I would use on all those ever so important areas or all over the face. Just my absolute favorite, one of my top, definitely a top 5, probably top 3 favorite serums is this one. You can get it on Amazon. I'm trying not to buy things from Amazon because Jeffrey Bezos is the Antichrist, and I don't even care if he's sold it and he's gone off and whatever. It's just the principle of the thing. But they also have their own site. I will do my best to leave Shiz link down below for any of y'all who know me. I honestly suck at that, and I apologize. Then another good product that I would also repurchase. This is the Bliss Drench and Quench Cream to Water Hydrator for All Day Moisture. I have tried a fair amount of products by this brand. They're not a super cheap. I would say their stuff is like 25 and under. Typically a ballpark is 10 to 15. That's kind of the average price of things. But I've tried a couple different things by them. It used to be you could get it at Target, but now you can get it at Walmart. My skin reacts really well to this kind of like cream to water, kind of like gel-esque moisturizers, especially for a daytime moisturizer. For nighttime, although my daytime to nighttime is really screwed because I work night shifts, but how I would typically do my skincare is daytime would be one like this, and then evening would be like the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I've actually got one that I'm currently using from Bliss as well. That's, I want to get to a certain lower part of it before I open my Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I've got one on backup down there, and I want to compare it to this one from Bliss that I'm using because I think it's one of the closest things I found actually comparable to the Dewy Skin Cream. But this is one that I would definitely recommend and would definitely repurchase. I've got other moisturizers and hydrators and things like that I don't need to be repurchasing this for my backup drawer, but were I to run out of those, and when I run out of those, this is one that would be on my list to say, yes, that's something I would repurchase. I really enjoyed using it, and I liked what it did to my skin while I was using it. 2 different gel cleansers. This is another brand at Walmart. I've had a little bit less luck with these, kind of with their products. It's been like, yeah, it's okay. It's relatively good for the money, but it's not anything that I'm like, yes, I'm going to repurchase this. I really love it. It's inexpensive and it's great and it did wonderful things. I mean, this is probably around $10. It was pretty good. Again, my skin seems to react well to that kind of jelly-based, excuse me, burp squad product. So this was okay. But when I look at it in comparison to the Good Molecules Rose Water Daily Cleansing Gel, and they're both about in the same price bracket, my skin responded to this one better than this one. I absolutely adore Good Molecules. They are one of the only companies that has consistently sent me PR no matter how much content I've made. And I do absolutely love a lot of their products. The brightening serum and their hyaluronic serum, which I'm actually using right now, are 2 of my favorite serums. So this is one I would definitely recommend. I really like this one. I might have this one on backup. I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I haven't been buying a lot of makeup and a lot of skincare recently. It's just kind of not been my focus. But of the two, since they're like in the same price, this one is 6 ounces, this one's 4. I would probably recommend the Good Molecules one over the clean one. It was good for the money, you know, it was all right, but like I said, my skin just seemed to enjoy and respond better to this one than this one. Not bad, just for me. This one came out on top compared to this one. Then 2 more. No, this is one from Bliss. This is another product that I really enjoyed from Bliss. Again, that place from Walmart. Now this is I'm pretty sure this is a serum. Yeah, this is the Bliss Bright Idea of Vitamin C Tripeptide Collagen Protecting and Brightening Serum. I did really enjoy this. It's kind of like it smells amazing. I feel like it's the Poor Man's version, their version of the Ole Henriksen, all of that like vitamin C stuff that they had. I feel like this is kind of like their version of it, and I really, really like this. It gave my skin, it was very brightening, it was very plumping. This would probably be in a top 10 serums for me. I don't think top 5, but definitely top 10, one that I would recommend and one that I would repurchase. I think this was probably in the 15 to maybe 20, maybe just 15. I'm not entirely sure. They're kind of mid-tier price range. They're obviously not high-end, but they're not like e.l.f. prices. But again, from Bliss, there have been definitely a brand that I would highly recommend. A lot of their products, they're cruelty-free. A lot of their stuff is actually vegan as well. They're a skincare brand that I've had a lot of good experience and a lot of products that have ended up being things that I use a lot. The Bliss, the Peter Thomas Roth microdermabrasion dupe is a product that I actually like more than the microdermabrasion. I had to come to that sad realization after dumping like I don't know how many points when they had that like special fancy version that you could sink 500 points into, and I did that like 3 times so I could have 3 of the microdermabrasions. I'm like, if I'm gonna use my points, maybe it was more than 500 because 500 points at Sephora gets you diddly. But I did it a couple different times to get rid of my points, and I was like, I gotta have this on backup. But I really like it's like just a minute. This right here, I've got this on backup. This is the Micro Magic Skin Renewing Microdermabrasion Scrub by Bliss. I think it's like $10 or $11. It is an amazing product. It just, your skin feels so fresh and rejuvenated, and you're just like, ah, it's like menthol for your skin. You just feel the freshness seeping through your pores. So if you're looking to get some kind of product like this, do not pay the $78 for that microdermabrasion shiz and get you this, because it's just as good, if not better. But this product is also good and is another thing that I would absolutely recommend. This one's been used up for a while. This is the Saturday Skin something Rub-a-Dub Refining Peel Gel. I love these peel gels. My favorite is the one from Iope. Again, another top 10 favorite super freaking holy grail skincare item. Absolutely love this one. I would probably continue to buy the Iope one. There's also one from Saturday Skin, which should be in here. Where is it? I know I used it up. I'll look for it in a minute. But this one is good. Like I said, I'd probably still just continue doing the Iope one. It's pretty much the same sort of deal. It's that one that it's very satisfying to use, especially if you're like a tactile whatever person like me, because it does the lifting, peeling, which is not in fact your dead skin sloughing off. It's just the product balling up. That's what it does. I remember when Huda was all like, it's the dead skin. I'm like, that's a lot of dead skin. You're just taking your whole face off if that's it peeling. It's just what the product does to exfoliate and remove that stuff away. I love it. Like I said, as a tactile person, I absolutely love that sensation. It's exceptionally satisfying, but it's not your dead skin being all swept and moved away. That's BS. And this one is essentially in that range of doing that. I would probably use the Saturday Skin one or the Iope one over this one. It's been a while since I've used it. Like I said, it takes a long time to use up skincare. It's not, I don't bounce around from one thing to the other, so this has been used up for a while, enough to get enough things to actually talk about them, but from what I can recall of the experience, I did really enjoy it, and it did do nice things to my skin. It's just kind of like that baseline where I'm like, yep, it was good. I enjoyed it. Would probably stick to my quote-unquote tried and true over this. There it is. This is the Wishful Yo Glow Enzyme Scrub. I really enjoyed this. I would say this is on par with the Iope one. It was actually kind of funny when I first started using it. I was like, oh, there's not that much in here. I'm gonna go through this like so quickly. And then it lasted like 6 to 8 months. I was like, all right, come on, I love you, but I love to move on to something else. That's what I love when I start using a new skincare product. I'm like, mustn't use too much lest we go through it. And I'm like, all right, come on, I'll use a little extra this time so I can get through it. But this is one that I would recommend. I've got sort of mixed feelings on the whole Huda Beauty, just sort of them as a brand. I've got products by them that I love. I've got products I don't love. But I feel for them being a makeup company that then created a skincare line, this is a product that definitely stands out. Is definitely something. I'm using the Iope one. I may repurchase this one because I do like kind of going back and forth. We'll just kind of have to see how that goes, but really enjoyed this, really liked it, would recommend it. Again, if you like that kind of sloughing away, sort of rolling type of very, very tactile exfoliation, because it's kind of like a chemical, but it gives you the feel of like physical exfoliation, because I've tried physical exfoliation like the Ole Henriksen Walnut Scrub, which it's just too much for my skin. And so having something like this that does do the exfoliation without it being anything that's like super actual abrasive, especially coming from someone who used to exfoliate with an actual sugar scrub every single day and had the absolute audacity to recommend it to y'all, I appreciate something like this a lot. Then if we're gonna have an Empties video, you know we're gonna have at least one of these. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Hydrating something something primer. Love this primer. End all be all favorite primer. I will take this shiz to my grave. I'm not gonna have an open casket funeral when I die. I just want to be stuck. Actually, I want to be cremated. But if I were to have an open casket funeral, I would have this in my will that they would need to use this as my base before they did my foundation for the makeup of said open casket funeral. Then I'm not gonna have. I just love this. I have loved this from the first moment that I tried it. It has been years and years, tried and true, absolute favorite. Have not found something that compares to it, that my skin likes as much, that makes my face plump and hydrated and healthy looking, and really just creates a beautiful base for my foundation. This has worked with matte foundations. This has worked with dewy foundations, medium coverage, high coverage, light coverage. Every single foundation I have that I like works with this. I always get suspicious when a foundation doesn't work with this, and I'm like, is it you? Or is it me? Who's the drama? Who's the issue? But I absolutely love this. Y'all know, an absolute favorite. Then another favorite in the skincare department is the Fourth Ray Beauty Rainfall 2% Hyaluronic Acid Serum. One of my top 3 favorite serums. Probably my top 4 would be this one, the Good Molecules Hyaluronic one, the Good Molecules Brightening one, and the Iope Hyaluronic one. Those are my favorite. End all be all, absolutely die on this soapbox, die on this ground. This is where I'm going to stand. Those are my favorites. And so it goes to go without saying that I have this. I've actually got one that I purchased on the first time I bought makeup after I had my job and I had a steady income. I went into Ulta and I was like, I want some skincare. And so I bought one of these to have, because one thing that I noticed in my backup drawers, which I've got so much skincare in my backup drawers, but the one thing I didn't have a lot of was serum. So I was like, I got to get me some serums in there for Because the serum is one thing that I have. When I don't have it, I really, really need it. And this one is a great one for the price point, the quality. I've tried high-end serums that haven't been as good as this, so this is one I also definitely recommend. Getting down to the bottom here, this is probably one of the only Good Molecules products that I wasn't a huge fan of. This is the Yerba Mate Wake Up Eye Gel. I used all of it because it was, again, out of spite. I'm going to use all of it regardless of whether it does amazing things to my skin or not, because I'm going to use every single drop. And it was just, like, it kind of kept my eyes hydrated. It sort of just kind of kept that baseline, didn't do anything by giving it miraculous hydration or anything about fine lines. It just kind of kept it, like I said, at a baseline. Didn't do anything where I'm going to come on here and be like, oh, it made my eyes super bright, or it made them like really hydrated and made them look really good. It was just sort of something that I used to keep them from being bad, if that makes any kind of sense. Not something that I'm going to repurchase, and not something that I would actually recommend. Now, one that I would recommend is this e.l.f. Holy Hydration Eye Cream. I ended up just getting the little baby. Ooh, look at the little baby. Because when it comes to eye cream, less is more, I've learned. Because when they give you, because you're using that little teeny tiny titchy bit. This was, how many ounces was this? 0.23. So not a lot. And it lasted probably 4 months. So you just use a little bit of it. I might go into Walmart at some point and just pick up another one of these. I'm using one from Peter Thomas Roth, I think, that hasn't really done anything amazing. This one did better for my hydration and the fullness around my eyes than that one did. Again, I'm spitefully using up all of it, even though it's a tube this freaking big. So this one I would definitely recommend. Then this one, this was just kind of I needed an eye cream, I think. This is the Moisture Bound Rejuvenating Eye Treatment Gel from Amore Pacific. It's okay. It's good. This was in a little trial set that I just had from back when I ordered from Octoly. It's disgustingly expensive, the full size of these products, Amore Pacific. It's not something I would recommend for what it does. Unfortunately, a product that I would recommend that I have gone through twice, this is the Amore Pacific Moisture Bound Rejuvenating Cream, as well as the gel cream that they have, which are disgustingly expensive. If I had money to burn, I would have these. I remember the first time I recommended it, and then I went to link it, and I was like, that's $100, because I got it through Octoly, and I had to put a little thing in the saying, like, I'm so sorry, I just willy-nilly recommended this without realizing how expensive it was. But even with how expensive it was and is, both this one and the Rejuvenating Gel Cream, really, 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 really good moisturizers in my like super high-end, most expensive product skincare routine. It would be this or the gel one, because they're both really good, even though they're just disgustingly expensive. Then just a few little last but not least, this is the Chicky Lips. It's the Balm CBD infused chapstick. My absolute favorite chapstick. I believe you can get it on the chickybutta.com site. I will leave that down below. I get this from my CBD and my Delta 8 lady. She carries these. I usually buy them at like 4 at a time, so I have one everywhere. Not only does it hydrate and moisturize your lips, it keeps that shiz locked in for an extended period of time while also making your lips better over time. Absolutely love this shiz. Highly, highly recommended, especially if you've got, I have lips that are very prone to being dry and cracked and gnarly, and this is really, really good. 2 eyeliners, one of which I did use up until it dried out because out of spite. This is the Physicians Formula Eye Booster Ultra Fine Liquid Eyeliner. This was recommended to me by several of y'all, and I absolutely hated it. I am so sorry. It was dry, and you had to really, really press to get that line. Just really, really, it dragged, it skipped. It was not a smooth, beautiful experience. I think there might be a different version that you all said because I've commented on this multiple times, and a couple of y'all said, oh, well, there might be a different version, so I will look into that. But this particular version, I did not like at all. It wasn't opaque. It wasn't super black. It was just a really big miss for me. Now, an empty that is a hit for me, this is one of my top 3 favorite eyeliners. This is the Tarte Man-Eater eyeliner. This is a little sample I got that made me fall in love with this. It's black, it's smooth, it's opaque, it's one swipe gloriousness. I have a full size of this one that I bought when I was kind of like, well, I have to buy 12,000 eyeliners so I can have 12,000 of them on backup, so I never have to worry about having another eyeliner while they sit there, just sitting there, because it takes a lot longer to use up a product than I actually think. It took me forever. I'm still using a cat. I probably shouldn't use it anymore because of how long I've had it. You don't want to put that shiz around your eyes. But if you like a nice, smooth, super black, Tarte is a very hit or miss brand for me. But 2 things that they do get right is that Shape Tape concealer and the Man-Eater eyeliner. I just absolutely love it. And it has to be the liquidy, the felt tip, because not all of them have, I can't remember if it's Ulta or Sephora. One of those places doesn't actually carry this one, which I found was exceptionally frustrating. I found that out the hard way, but absolutely recommend this eyeliner. Like I said, one of my top 3 favorites. One last thing in a category that I don't typically talk about, this is a top coat for nails, which I do not have done right now. JD, if you're watching this, I apologize. I will be doing my nails tomorrow. But this is, he actually sent this to me. This is the Sèche Vite. I'm not sure. I will leave it down below, but this is it's worn out. I've used this so much. It dries super fast and it's super studly. This is a very, very good, very intense, very hardy top coat, which is great for me because I'm hard as all get out on my nails. But I'll do 2 coats of my polish and then I'll slap this shiz on top of it, and it's dried quick. It's beautiful. It's shiny. I love this one. And then there's the fast drying top coat from China Glaze. That's my other favorite. I love that one and this one. If you are a nail person of any sort, if you even just straight up polish your nails, even if it's not like a big deal, highly recommend this top coat as well as the one from China Glaze. I kind of was never a nail person, and then JD got me into it, and he's like, I'm going to show you all of the wonderful things that you have missed. And one of the things that was missing in my life was a good quality, fast drying, super durable, sturdy top coat. Like even with my mom was like, I don't really use top coats. And I'm like, it's because we've been using the wrong kind of top coats. Absolutely love this one. A must for me when I do my nails. All right, well, there is the end to that Empties. It's probably gonna be like another year before I do another Empties because I've been going through a lot less products, at least in the makeup. Skincare is kind of just, I haven't been nearly as diligent as I should be with my skincare, but kind of takes a little bit longer for me to go through products than it did when I was consistently consuming said products. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know about the products I talked about. If you like them, you love them, you hate them, all that jazz, as well as something that you used up. You either used up because you loved it, you would recommend it, or you used up out of spite because makeup and skincare is a luxury, expensive product. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!